Yes, indeed. Here we are. Here we are, my friends. Caskets by Ren.
If I
You know
don't.
what? Let me stop before we go. I got you, didn't I? You thought it was going to keep playing. I'll bring it back. Um, okay, so obviously the name of the song is Caskets. So I'm pretty sure it's not going to be um, anything crazy like out there, whacked out or whatever. I'm pretty sure this is going to probably be a mellow song, I would imagine. I did come down here and I read through the lyric. Um, yeah, so I read through these lyrics just because sometimes Webby and Chris and Ren, I'm sorry, they tend to get a little wordy. So I have a hard time keeping up with them, and I was just curious what path we were going down here. Um, so the lyrics are really they're just spot on. They're basically someone kind of explaining to the ones they leave behind um, that they lived a good life. You know that I'm comfortable with death and I got to do all I wanted to do before the time was up. So I don't know. That's kind of the vibe I got out of the lyric. I'm sure there's more to it. It'll probably make sense with some visual cues. Um, but I have really bad eyesight, so I try to read the lyrics sometimes to these songs just before, so I can kind of keep up with what's going on because I can't read the lyrics across the screen because it scrolls too fast, and I have to pause it to read it, and then I have. If I did that, you guys would not watch my videos. Okay, so anyways, Patreon. I've got it up and running finally. Excuse me. Finally. So if you guys could run over there and help me out from the Patreon standpoint, that would be awesome. If not, hey, it's all gravy. I understand. Look, I get it. I'm out here trying to get it just like you guys are trying to get it. So don't think that this is like you got to go there to get whatever. No, the stuff that I post on Patreon eventually makes its way to YouTube. Just takes a little longer. There may be a couple of things that doesn't make it to YouTube because of YouTube's restrictions and copyright and all this crap that they got going on. So if that's the case, I'm sorry, but I have to post where I know I can post things and it not get blocked, taken down, or copyright strike me. Um, I would be livid if I get 3 copyright strikes and they delete my YouTube channel after I've posted 300 videos on here. Not going back to do all that again. Anyways, this song, um, I'm kind of a little on edge because I've been emotional in the past listening to Ren stuff, and I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't get me on this one. But if it does, I'm human. It's the way it goes, right? So I do have emotions. I do feel things, and I express them, and I'm honest with what I'm going through. So, you guys know my health struggles. You know that I've been facing death for the last probably 12 years or so, um, and like really facing death, like knocking on death's door, and like laying in a hospital bed, vomiting pure blood with it coming out of my eye sockets and my ears and my nose. Blood everywhere, and my wife's holding a bedpan, and while I'm laying in the hospital bed, just vomiting pure buckets of black blood, red blood, and I had burst all the veins inside of my chest cavity, were leaking, and every time my heart would pump, it would just pump the blood out into my stomach, and it was bad, guys. Like when I tell you, I don't even know how I survived that incident. It was that bad. Um, And for 6 months, every 2 weeks, I had to go in and have an endoscopy done where they would put a scope down my throat and a camera and go down the throat into the chest, look at all the veins and the ones that were still kind of leaking. They would take little rubber bands and wrap it around the hole to stop it, right? And then that would seal up there, but then the pressure would start building up again and it would pop on another part of the vein. So then they would go in 2 weeks and bandage that up, stop that one from leaking, and it kept doing that. And well, you can imagine it was terrible. Okay? And that's just one time that I went through it. There was about 8 more times, literally 8. I know of 8. I quit counting at 8 because it got depressing. There were 8 times that I shouldn't have made it. And by the grace of God and my wife and all of the doctors and nurses and people who cared for me, and my goodness, just the teams of people over the last 12, 13 years to get me just to this point. And I still have to go get a kidney transplant very soon. I'm in the middle of all the talks right now as we're doing this with kidney doctors. So believe me, I know about struggles and knocking on death's door. I said all of that stuff, all that we just talked about. I said all that just to say death can be scary if you don't look it in the eye and stand up to it and let it know it can't win. So I did. I eventually reached a point where I told my wife, here it is. This is where we're at. This is what's going on. If I don't make it and the end comes, please make sure that, number one, my son remembers me and the memory of me, that I was a good man and I took care of him as much as I possibly could, and that I was a great husband and the love of your life. Seriously, this I think is going to be a deep one. So if you haven't by now figured out 7 minutes into this damn video that this is going to be probably wordy for me and that we're going to have a real reaction here, then I don't know what else to tell you because it's coming. So be ready for that. Here we go. Let's go back into this and start it over. There we go. Caskets, Ren and Webby.
If I don't wake tomorrow morning, empty shoes on the side of the hall, and if my number stops calling, picture frames hanging up by the door, you try to reach right in and hold on to the little things, but they slip away. But it's okay, 'cause I had a hell of a time. Know that I had the time of my life.
Okay, I love, first of all, the scene of the man sitting in the house and it's all still and quiet. That quietness can drive you insane. My son is 20 now, and he went off to college last year. He just finished his first year, and now he's got an apartment, and he's moved out, and he's moved on, and he's done what you would hope your young adult would do, right? It's the course of life. But man, did it take me and Kim, my wife, Kim, did it take us some time to get adjusted to the quiet and the still in the house, where if you don't have a TV in the background running, you'll literally drive yourself mad. Because we're both looking at each other like, well, now what do we do? You know? Because for the last 20 years, it's been all about Mason and taking care of him and getting him here and doing this and going to school and coming home and going to practices, and there's doctors and there's always something, right? It's just so busy. Life is so fast and it's just boom, 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 go, go, go all the time. Hurry, hurry, hurry. And now it's like, breaks. He moved out. He moved on. He's doing his thing. Now it's up to us, the old ones. Old. I use that, old. I'm 44. But now it's up to us to figure out what's next, right? But yeah, looking back, I sit there and you reminisce, you look at pictures and you think about all the things that you've done up until that point. It's a very cool image. The imagery is what I'm talking about here, guys. It's pretty awesome. And then, of course, the young couple getting married. I'm sure kids are getting ready to come into the picture, and there's probably going to be more talk of getting a little older and what happens when you die. And I get it. I love the story. Let's keep going. I love the trumpet as well. I played trumpet.
Remember me and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes.
There it is. You got your first home.
Caskets closed. And if you get that sinking feeling, thinking about the time we shared, I hope it helps you with your healing. Knowing that I wasn't scared.
Come on, where's the babies?
Everything. I pressed the world up against my skin. I was lucky, I guess. I always found the beauty in
there it is.
Mess. You gotta hold on to the little things, but you gotta let go.
Don't think I didn't catch what just happened. You got to hold on to the little things. And that line comes in at exactly the moment she walks in holding the little thing. Let me tell you, that little thing is going to be the biggest thing in your life for quite a while. So strap in and get ready. Oh, the joys of raising children. If I could do it all again, I would do it in a heartbeat. Believe me. We only had one, my son, but I think if I had a do-over, that's the one thing I think in life that I would redo is after the one, I would have about 4 more. I don't know if my wife, Kimmy, would be okay with that, but I would definitely be okay with that. It's the ride of your life. It's a trip. And it goes by so fast. That's the thing that freaks me out because I'm like, when did I become old? Anyways, let's keep riding. Hang on, I gotta go back. I missed the line. What is about a little bit? You gotta let go. Into the unknown and the changing tides, the sun sets low on an endless there it
sky.
is.
So much we don't know, I don't know why, but I'll be fine, cause I had a hell of a time. Know that I had the time of my life.
That's right.
So remember me and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes.
My God. And you know what? As fast as they grow, you don't even realize that it's happening. That's the part that, like right now, is hitting me in my chest. I can feel it in my throat. I'm getting a little choked up here, guys. So I had to pause it for a second to try to regroup. And I think I saw that kid right here just got a Super Nintendo for Christmas. That's bringing it back to when I was a kid. But okay, I'm here for it too. Yeah, I remember when I got a Super Nintendo, I thought I was I thought I was badass at that point because I had a Super Nintendo and all my friends would come over and we'd sit there for hours upon hours playing stupid, mindless fun. Oh gosh, what I would do to go back to a time like that. You know, I might actually, well, I can't because I can't see. I was going to say I might actually get back into gaming, but I can't. My vision's too freaking bad now. Yeah. This one's hitting me kind of hard already. Well, we're halfway through? Okay, good. I think I'm going to make it through the video, guys. I think I'll make it. I just want to see, did he really get a Super Nintendo? That's what it looked like. I don't know. We'll see. But those damn kids, man, they grow up so fast. Yeah, Super Nintendo.
Raise a toast as the curtains close and the sunset fades to black. So the story goes, we all walk with ghosts, no one-way tickets back. The casualties of our memories that slip right through the cracks.
What's up? Yeah, I'm doing the reaction. As soon as I finish this one up, I'll come. What, you finished the... We have tortillas and all that stuff? We do or we don't?
Yes.
Okay. You okay? Why you giving me the mean mug?
No.
You sure about that? All right, I'll be out in a second. Well, not a second, but I'll be out in a bit. Sorry about that. It's I saw in the back corner of that eye the door come open and my wife standing there looking at me like, you coming to eat? Yeah. When the wife speaks, everything stops. You guys understand? Okay. Thank you for understanding. Okay, sorry. We'll go back in. I'm going to back it up a little bit. So I'm wondering, is something happening already and now he's kind of here by himself, or is he just kind of in the middle of his midlife crisis? Oh, I think he's on the phone, maybe? Yeah, screen's too dark. I can't tell what I'm looking at, but I thought he was sitting here reflecting on the fact that his kids are growing up and he's in the middle of a midlife crisis. I need to go buy a Corvette. Anyways, let's go. Oh, yeah, he is in a crisis. Look at him. Oh, come on. Shit, Ren. Now that I wasn't ready for. So yeah, that's the part that they don't warn you for, right? You reach a point in life where you become your parents and you have to say goodbye to your parents. So my dad to me was and still is the best person that you could imagine. The man was a phenomenal father. He worked his ass off for us, and he never once complained. Never heard that man complain. I seen him upset like one time where he got really pissed at somebody, but it had nothing to do with anything that any of us did. It was something, it was so stupid. A guy brought a dump truck full of dirt, and instead of dumping it where my dad had requested that it be dumped, he dumped it right in the middle of a driveway. The guy just pulls and dumps it and leaves. So when my dad and I showed up to do some landscaping, Dad like flipped the gasket. He's like, now we have to wheelbarrow all this dirt all the way across the yard. He was upset. And I remember that so vividly, like yesterday. And it was just a big deal, you know, because the man didn't pay attention to what he was supposed to do, and it created so much extra work for my dad and I. I look at it now and laugh. I was not laughing at the time. Trust me, it was weird to see my dad that upset. But anyways, let me come back. Yeah, saying goodbye to your parents is it's soul crushing. It hits you in a way that's when you realize, like, oh man, I'm really on my own doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I was an adult, I was like 24 when I lost my dad, and I mean, I had already been living on my own for like 6 years, and I mean, at this point, I'm married, guys. I was married at 21, so like, you know, I'm 3 years into my marriage. I have my own house, everything. But it was when I realized, when I said goodbye to my father, that at that point, I was the one that had to answer whatever questions I had. I couldn't just pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Dad, how do I blah blah blah?" There was no more of that. You know, it's a weird thing to lose a parent, and then, well, for in my situation, we actually lost our firstborn baby before Dad, um, and then Dad was just a short while after we lost Ben Jr. We lost him, and then 7 months after my dad passed, we found out my mom had ovarian cancer, and then she wound up passing pretty quickly. So within a year and a half, I lost my first baby, my father, and my mom. So they say it comes in threes. I believe it. And I heard the line. I was trying to skip past the line because I didn't want to bring it up and talk about it. I was going to try to get through this reaction without talking about that, because when I read this lyric and I saw the line where it says that when one goes, another comes in. I'm just kind of summarizing it. I don't know the exact lyric, but whenever one goes, another one comes in. So it's the way it rolls, because after Mom passed, we found out we were pregnant. This was a little short while after the other pregnancy that Mason was on the way. So, but it just, guys, it's so fast. Gosh, it's so fast.
Stay frozen in the past. You gotta hold on to the little things, but you gotta let go just a little bit. I guess we'll never know what tomorrow brings, but just know you're not alone in the thick of it. I know it feels cold when the caskets close. Stories untold on a headstone. For those who grow old, it'll fly by in the blink of an eye. So we'll have a hell of a time. Know that we'll have the time of our lives. So remember us and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes until the caskets close. We'll have a hell of a time. Know that we'll have the time of our lives. So remember us and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it goes until the caskets close.
We have pictures like that where the whole family were together and we took pictures. Ren and Webby, what are you guys doing? That was a tough one. Making me get all in my feels and stuff. I know I'm not the only one. I mean, I'm sure that you guys have watched all of these reactions and are like, you know? I know I'm not the only one that had emotional reaction to this song. There's no freaking way. It was a great song. Yeah, great song. I'm gonna have to show this one to my wifey. I'm gonna make her upset, and then that way we can both sit in our upsetness together. Oh, goodness gracious, it happened so fast, guys. So yeah, just if you don't pay attention to anything else that I said throughout this whole reaction, just please know that life goes really fast. Really fast. And before you know it, it's all done. It's said. It's over with. So if you're in the middle of the toddler years and your baby is making you think that you're going absolutely insane and that you're not going to make it, you'll make it. We all make it at some point, right? Well, some don't. Unfortunately, that happens a lot, and you just have to be grateful for what you have. I think a lot of this, yes, it's a very sad song, but I think it's also that reminder that even though it seems hard and it's sad, it's meant to be, right? Because without the sadness and the hard times, you'd never know how good you actually have it. You know? I tell my wife all the time that the price of love is the fact that there's loss. You know? The more you love something, the more it hurts when you lose it. Everything comes at a price. Okay, I'm not going down that road. All right, listen, I appreciate you guys. I'm glad that I'm through this and I didn't cry all over camera and ugly cry and snot and do all the crap that I've done in the past. I was actually able to hold it together. There were a couple of times where I got kind of choked up and had to ad lib a little bit through our conversation, but I made it, and the artistry is there. Ren, keep going, man. You guys are killing it, obviously. Yeah. All right, I'm going to eat before my wife gets upset and comes back in here, because then I'm going to get in trouble. Anyway, all right, you guys take care. I'll see you on the next one.